Hello, this is Gabby from mythesiscoach.com, and today I want to share 3 reasons why it is so important that you know yourself as a thesis writer. Now, when we're writing a thesis, we are often so focused on getting those paragraphs written and getting those readings done and getting that reference list sorted, and it's so much about doing that we don't often take the time to stop and reflect on who we are within this thesis writing process. And of course, we're all going to be different. We work differently. We have different priorities. Our thesis is competing with different level of responsibilities in our lives. We're bringing in different experiences of academic writing with us into our thesis journey. We're all in different places. So why is it that so much thesis input is done in such a general sense? Well, I suppose that's because, as thesis coaches, people like me are speaking to a wide audience. So in that case, it falls on you as the thesis writer to really spend some time reflecting on what kind of thesis writer are you. So let me give you 3 reasons why this is very important. First of all, if you know what kind of thesis writer you are, you will be more aware of the triggers, of the motivators that are going to keep you going on your journey. For example, if you know that you are the kind of person who works really well under pressure, build that into your process. Make sure that you give yourself proper time just before a submission date to really push it, because you know that that is when you are the best. Or if you are the kind of person who is really a perfectionist, you want to get everything right, well, make sure that you build in some hard dates for yourself to submit things, because that means that you have to do that and you're not going to keep working on the same text over and over until it's perfect. So being aware of your process can really help you pick up on the motivators and the triggers that are going to enable your ultimate progress. Secondly, if you're aware of the kind of thesis writer you are, well then you can be more conscious of which thesis tips, tricks and ideas that are shared with you are really going to work for you. And it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. For example, if you are a thesis newbie who is entering this world of academia for the first time, well then, you got to think, is a lecture on the deep intricacies of the role of theory going to be the best use of your time while you're searching on YouTube? There are other fundamentals that you need to know before you engage with that kind of deep knowledge. So why put yourself through the pain of a deep, long lecture on theory if you're not there yet? But you'll only know if you're there yet after you've done some really careful critical reflection about your thesis type. And finally, the third reason why it's important that you know yourself as a thesis writer is because when you do, you can start to use that to supercharge your progress and design the kind of process that is best suited for you. So let me give you an example of this. If you're the kind of person who is juggling a million different things and your thesis is just one of those things, well then you might realize that you need to grab those little slots of writing whenever you can. It just might not be feasible for you to spend days on end writing. Perhaps for you, as a thesis juggler, your ideal process looks like grabbing 20-minute slots whenever you can between lifts and between meetings and so on. And that's fine. There's no one-size-fits-all process for thesis writing. But you'll only know which size fits you if you know what kind of thesis writer you are. So how do you figure out what kind of thesis writer you are? Well, you do a lot of thinking about it. Observe yourself. Look at when you work best. Track your ideal times. If you have a really good day or a really good moment, look, what was I doing around that? Write it down. I always recommend people keep a thesis diary where they just write their experiences. They talk about how it's going. They just keep track. It doesn't have to be long, just a couple of words to jot it down. And if you go back and reflect on what you've written over a while, you might pick up patterns that will help you understand what kind of thesis writer type you are. As well as that, I've created a free resource which you're going to love. I'm putting the link to it on the screen. It's mythesiscoach.com/quiz, and it's a very quick, absolutely free quiz which is going to tell you which of the 4 thesis types I've come to see, which of those you are. You might find that you align with maybe 2 of them, but look, which of those do you best relate to? And as well as finding out your thesis type, for each of those I've created tailored resources and tailored tips that are just for that thesis type. So I'm talking here about really beautiful, bespoke resources that are going to help you in your journey, whatever thesis type you are. So I'm wishing you the best on your thesis journey. Know thyself. You'll be amazed at the difference that makes to your progress. See you next time. Bye-bye.